Hey guys, it is ToPro or Adam, and welcome back to another COD Zombies Top 10 video. We are so close to DLC 2, but before we get into all of the DLC 2 videos, today I want to go over 10 of the craziest weapons that got cut from COD Zombies. So on my previous sound quiz, I tested your guys' weapon sound knowledge, and for those of you who guessed the Rampage, congratulations. It was one of the newest guns added to BO4 Now, let's go ahead and jump into our next sound quiz, and once again, this sound is still from BO4 Zombies. So good luck to all of you guys with that sound right there. Our next sound quiz will be a DLC 2 sound, which is really exciting. And for those of you who are still playing zombies in 2019, you gotta hit that sub button if you are subbed. Make sure you have notifications turned on. And besides that, let's go ahead and go over 10 of the craziest weapons that got cut from COD Zombies. By the way, this is going from World at War all the way to BO4. And yes, there are BO4 weapons on this list. Starting off our list, in the number 10 spot, we have the Black Ops 1 AK-47. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like the BO1 AK. It's kind of a unique version of the weapon, and I've always wanted it in Zombies, and we do have it on Black Ops 2's Mob of the Dead, but it was supposed to be in Zombies a long time before that. There's a lot of weapons that almost make it to Zombies, but the AK-47 was really close. This gun had its own PAP version, it had its own PAP name. On top of that, this thing actually had a flamethrower attachment. Imagine how epic that would be, because in multiplayer, there was a flamethrower attachment, and in BO1 Zombies, when you papped, you got like a random attachment. So the AK-47 with this attachment was unfortunately cut from BO1 Zombies. In our number 9 spot, we are going to remain with BO1 Zombies, but this time we have a wonder weapon, and that is the Wunderwaffe. Now, the Wunderwaffe obviously is in BO1, it's on Verrees, and it's also on Call of the Dead, but the Wunderwaffe was actually supposed to be on 5 as well. Now, the Wunderwaffe is actually a placeholder, or was a placeholder, on a lot of maps in BO1 and even World at War Zombies, but the Wunderwaffe actually has like quotes from the 5 characters in BO1.
Don't know what this is, but I'm looking forward to using it. Who says you can't capture lightning in a bottle? Ideas have endurance without death. Listen to the hum. A spark for the sparkless.
So this weapon was either really close to being the wonder weapon on 5, or those quotes were there just in case. But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind having the Waff on 5 just because the Winter's Howl kind of sucks, and the Waff would have been a much better weapon for that map. Coming in at my number 8 spot, we have our first cut weapon from Black Ops 3 Zombies, and this is the M27. We're all familiar with this weapon from Black Ops 2 Nuketown. Such an amazing weapon and kind of a forgotten weapon, but it was supposed to be in BO3 Zombies. It was in the game since the very beginning, since launch day. There was gameplay of it on YouTube like right away, but unfortunately this gun never made it to Zombies. I was kind of convinced that they would add this in when they were adding in all of those old weapons from BO1, like during the time Chronicles came out, but unfortunately they never released it, and we will never ever see it in BO3 Zombies. Coming in at my number 7 spot, we have the Pack-a-Punched Apothecary Servant from Shadows of Evil, and there is a PAP version of this gun on Shadows, obviously, especially if you played Zombies or BO3 Zombies when it first came out. You could actually PAP this thing with a glitch, and the thing would actually give you back a Pack-a-Punch Apothecary Servant. You weren't supposed to, you never were supposed to, but still, the PAP version of this gun is in the game. When you use certain Gobblegums, you can get the PAP version of this gun, but clearly it's a weapon that was cut because it was way too overpowered. The PAP version on Revelations is nowhere near as good as the PAP version on Shadows, but still, it is I guess a version of the Apothicon that was cut from BO3. Coming in at our number 6 spot, we have another weapon or an equipment from BO2 Zombies, and this is the zombie head from Mob of the Dead, more specifically the Richtofen head. Now, the original purpose for this thing, it was supposed to replace the meat power-up from Grief when it came to the Grief mode on Mob of the Dead, which is called Cell Block. And for those of you that don't know, you would pick up the meat, throw it at an enemy or just a spot on the map, and it would attract zombies to that person or to that spot. And since we had the Mob Dead version, this was supposed to replace the meat. I don't know why it didn't, because this is so much cooler, it looks so amazing, but for some reason, they cut this. Coming in at my number 5 spot, we have our first Black Ops 4 Zombies cut weapon, and this is the Brecci, however you call it. This is a weird one because this weapon originally appeared, I believe it was the Chaos Story gameplay trailer. This weapon was clearly in the trailer. The player was holding it. It was so obvious. This is not a case where it was in the background or in the box in the background. No, the player was holding this gun in the trailer. It was something they intentionally put in. And we're almost at DLC 2, and we still don't have this thing. Now, one thing they do all the time is they use the old weapon set, so in this case it was the BO3 weapon set, as kind of a placeholder. But come on, like, this was so incredibly obvious. You saw a bunch of other guns that are in BO4, and you put this in the trailer, and then it's not in the game. It's just kind of a weird thing. Coming in at my number 4 spot, we have the Spaz 12 from Black Ops 2 Zombies, and this is one of those guns that was originally in Black Ops 1 and didn't make that jump over to BO2, unlike the Galil and the FAL and the Python, I believe, were the only 3 guns that were originally in BO1 and were in BO2 Zombies. Now, the Spaz 12, the reason why I think this gun is interesting, because in BO2 Zombies, we don't really have any amazing shotguns. The Spaz 12 was definitely a unique shotgun in BO1 with that whole Dragon's Breath pack-a-punch ability, so I think that could be pretty cool in BO2 Zombies, but nonetheless, it is one of many weapons that were cut that were originally in BO1 Zombies. So coming in at my number 3 spot, we have a weapon that was cut from both Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 Zombies, and this was the Saber-Tooth Chainsaw, and pretty much it is just a big chainsaw. You go around knifing zombies, and I don't know if this was supposed to be a box gun or a wonder weapon or some Easter egg weapon. I have no idea, but it's in the files for both BO1 and BO2. There's a PAP version for this gun as well, so it was probably a box gun, and people have actually gone in and hacked the game and just ripped this gun out and actually used it in game, and it's pretty much what you think it would be. Again, just a big chainsaw. You can go ahead, knife zombies, and get a bunch of points. Coming in at my number 2 spot, we have our final cut weapon from BO4 Zombies, and this is the Draken. The Draken from BO3 Zombies, a weapon that everybody loved, one of the best weapons in BO3. It was supposed to be here in BO4, but it's not. And just like the Brecci, this thing was in one of these Zombies trailer. I believe this one was in the Event 7-fold IX trailer. Shaw is clearly holding the Draken from like a third-person view, and of course, we don't have it in the game. With the Brecci being in one of the trailers, honestly, is it Brecci or Brecci? I have no idea. I call it the Brecci, but I'm calling it the Brecci right now for some reason. But anyways, with that gun being in a trailer, the Draken being in this trailer, or this Event 7-fold trailer, it really makes me believe that this is just a placeholder gun, but at the same time, could you not use a gameplay of, you know, the BO4 weapons? Like, why were these guns in the trailer? And especially that damn Brecci, so obviously there. These were fan favorite weapons, and since we always have weapons come over from the previous game, you know, we all thought, and you know what, part of me still thinks these guns might still come back, but it's just so weird that they're in the trailer and they're not in the game, especially this late into BO4. To me, it's just really strange. So finishing off our list in the number 1 spot, personally, I think this is the most interesting out of the 10, and that is the Winter's Howl 2.0. And this is going back to the 5 BO1 version. We all know the Winter's Howl version we have on that map. It's just that kind of like that hand pistol revolver thing that shoots out a bunch of ice. The original Winter's Howl, or there's another version of the Winter's Howl in the files for BO1, and this thing kind of looks more like a wave gun. I don't know if I'll have a screenshot on screen, but this thing looks completely different from the original version. I don't know if this was just another version they designed, or they had like a separate Easter egg to do with this. I have no idea why this is in the game, but it's really cool how they have 2 versions of this gun on this map, but only one is available. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. For those of you who enjoyed that video, go ahead and drop a like, hit that sub button if you're new here, and besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.